So, what is the WellBeing Project? I'm glad you asked. The WellBeing Project is a practical framework that makes human flourishing teachable, practical, and shared. It teaches what all humans need to thrive. So let me explain a little bit more of what that means, teachable, practical, and shared. I have been a Red Cross CPR instructor for about a decade now, and that means I have taught middle schoolers and teenagers and adults the basics of how to care for an ill or injured body in about an afternoon. The WellBeing Project has 3 courses that teach the content in a similar way. It's kind of like taking a basic first aid course style for what human flourishing is. Practical is, there are a lot of definitions for what well-being is, and a lot of them are pretty philosophical, but in reality, all species, plant or animal, on the planet have specific conditions necessary in order for them to thrive. So we don't debate whether or not we should create the right conditions for our crops or for our family pets. We know that it's necessary for us to create those conditions so that they can thrive. And the truth is that humans are just another one of those species. So we have specific conditions that we need to thrive, and those are shared conditions regardless of any differences between us. So every human has more in common with every other human than any differences. And when we understand what's in common, then we understand ourselves better. So the WellBeing Project teaches what all humans need to thrive physically and psychologically so that we can create the conditions and experience flourishing like every other species on the planet. The final portion is shared, right? So humans are a collective species, and we physically and psychologically need other humans. So the WellBeing Project creates language where we understand, number one, ourselves and our needs as a species. So the best way to experience well-being is not just to understand it, but it's to practice it. And the best way to practice it is to have people to hang out with and talk to about it. So after the courses, there is a weekly conversation, and it's not an obligation to participate, but it gives you a reliable, consistent way to talk about your experience with other people who understand what you're talking about. So that is what the WellBeing Project is. It makes human flourishing teachable, practical, and shared.